Hello children, how are you? I hope that everybody are fine and safe at home. Okay, in this session, let us discuss about our lesson 2. What is our new lesson, children? We will talk about digestion. Have you ever heard this word, children? Digestion. Repeat it after me. Digestion. Okay, before we start our lesson, let us have few things that we discussed about food. In our last lesson, we have learned about food. So, what do we get from the food? See children, what we eat? What we eat, children? We eat food. Yes. So, if we eat food, what we will get? The food gives us energy. So, what we eat, children? We eat food and that food gives us energy. That you know now. Okay. So, how this food that is eaten by us is giving energy? Do you know, children? There is a process called digestion. What it is, children? Digestion. The digestion is a process which is done in the human body to give us energy from the food that we eat. So now let us know what is digestion. See, we'll see the definition. Digestion. Digestion means breaking down of food into simpler forms inside our body is called digestion. So what it is, children? Digestion means breaking down of food into simpler forms. So children, in our lesson 1, we have learned about nutrients. Yes, there are 5 types of important nutrients. So these nutrients, when we eat, they cannot be digested by our body. So what happens? There is a system in our body called digestive system which helps in breaking down the larger molecules into smaller molecules so that it could be easily digested by our body. So children, let me give an example. See, if your mother wanted to prepare an idli batter, so what she will do? She will take the dal. Yes, children? She will put it in a mixie jar. So, once she will on the mixie, the bigger pieces of the dal are completely broken down into very tiny pieces. It becomes like a churn. It becomes like a very soft batter. Yes. So what is happening here? The larger molecules are being broken down into smaller or very tiny particles. Yes. In the same way, the food which we eat is also broken down into very tiny particles by a system called digestive system. The whole procedure or the breaking down of larger molecules into smaller molecules is called as digestion. Okay, children. So, digestion involves different parts in our body. So, now we know what is digestion, and let us also know what are the body parts that are present in our digestive system. These organs make up digestive system. So there are few organs in our body which all together forms a digestive system. Children, give me a second so that I will jot down the important parts that are useful for digestion in our body. Okay. So children, let us see on the board very clearly. So, how do we eat our food? We eat our food with our mouth. Yes, children. Whatever food items do we eat with our mouth. See, for example, we eat different kinds of food materials like rice, pulses, meat, egg, milk, yes children, or chocolates or ice creams or pizzas. So whatever food materials we wanted to eat, we should eat with our mouth. So the food is eaten by our mouth. So this is the first part of our digestive system. Then the food is sent through the food pipe. So what is the next part, children? After the mouth, the food enters into our food pipe. Okay, children. So after passing through the food pipe, it goes to the stomach. Where it goes, children? Stomach. From the stomach, it goes into the small intestine and then into the large intestine, and the waste materials are being pushed out through the anus. Okay, children. So all these body parts or all these organs together form a digestive system. What it is forming, children? Digestive system. So what are the parts which are present in the digestive system, children? Mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Okay, children. Now let us repeat after me. You children have to repeat after me. So what are the body parts present in our digestive system? Mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Okay, children. These all parts together form a digestive system which is useful for digestion of the eaten food by our human body. So children, now we will see what are the important characteristics of each of these organs. Okay, each and every organ have a special activity that is done in our body. So we will learn in detail. Okay, children? Okay, children. So what is the first part in the digestive system? Mouth. So children, open your mouth and see what are present in your mouth. We have teeth. Yes? Yes, children? We have around 28 to 32 number of tooth in our mouth. So whatever food we wanted to eat, we eat through our mouth. So this mouth contains different kinds of teeth that are useful for chewing or biting of the food. See children, the front teeth. Here we are having front teeth. These front teeth are useful for cutting and tearing. Yes, these are useful for cutting and tearing. If you want to eat a carrot, so you will cut the carrot. If you are eating meat, you will tear the meat. So the front teeth are useful for cutting and tearing of the food. And we also have some back teeth. These back teeth are useful for chewing the food. In what way they are useful, children? Chewing the food. See, if I give you a bubble gum or a chocolate, what do? You put in your mouth, you start chewing. Yes, that is called as chewing. So the front teeth are useful for cutting and tearing, and the back teeth are useful for chewing the food. So along with this teeth in the mouth, we also have some liquid material called as saliva. What it is, children? Saliva. Saliva is a liquid juicy like material which is present in our mouth contains some digestive enzymes. What it contains, children? Digestive enzymes. In Telugu you call saliva as ummu. చూడండి మన నోట్లో నీరు లాగా ఉంటుంది అవునా కదా, that is nothing but ummu. Yes, so that is called as saliva. So this saliva is useful for softening the food. It softens the food. Whatever the food we eat, it softens the food material so that it could be easily chewed in our mouth and it could be swallowed. అన్నం తిని ఏం చేస్తాం? నమిలేసి మింగేస్తాం అవునా కదా. So saliva is useful for easily digestion of the food. So it makes the food very soft. Okay, it makes the food very soft so that it can be easily swallowed. Mingadam. Swallowing means mingadam. So it will help in that way. So children, where do the digestion starts? So the digestion of the food starts in our mouth. The digestion, repeat it children, the digestion of the food starts in our mouth. Starts in our mouth. So this is the first step of digestion. Okay, so the mouth contains front teeth and back teeth and also saliva. Teeth are useful for cutting, chewing and chewing of the food, and saliva helps in softening of the food so that you could easily swallow the food. Okay children, so the digestion of the food starts in our mouth. So where is the digestion started children? In our mouth. Okay, so once the food has been chewed and swallowed, mingesam, mingin tarvata ekkadiki veltundi? Where does it go? It passes through our food pipe. See children, in our neck we have two pipes. One is the wind pipe for taking in the air and another one is the food pipe to pass the food. Okay children, so now the swallowed food is passed through the food pipe. So the food pipe is helpful in passing of the food from the mouth into the next part called as stomach. Okay children, the food pipe helps in passing of the food from the mouth into our stomach. Now this is the only function of the food pipe. So children, give me a moment so that I can discuss about the next part, that is our stomach. Okay, so children, before we go into the stomach, I forgot to say a few points here. Let me discuss with you. Okay, so I said that saliva is present in our mouth. Yes children, this saliva is produced by the salivary glands. Okay children, these glands which are present in the mouth only will produce this saliva. Okay, the salivary glands produce the saliva. In what way this saliva is used? The saliva is used for softening of the food. I said, along with the softening of the food, it also helps in breaking down. It also helps in breaking down the starchy food material which we eat. See children, the food material which we eat contain more amount of starch. Like see children, we eat rice, bread, potatoes. Yes children, so all these food materials contain starch. So this starch is a complex molecule. So it cannot be directly digested by our body. So it has to be broken down into simpler molecules, that is sugars. Okay. So this saliva is helpful for breaking down this starch into sugars. It breaks down. See children, if you take this much of bread, can you eat all the bread like this? No. So what you do, you will break it into pieces. Yes? So that you can eat each one of the piece individually. Okay, in the same way, the whole complex molecules that are called as starches can be broken down into simpler molecules called as sugars. Okay, so when these are broken, the starch is broken into sugar, it is easily digested. This is also done by the saliva. Okay, it is also done by the saliva. Next, we will learn about excuse me, an important organ that is called as stomach. What it is, children? Stomach. So what does the stomach do? The stomach is a big bag-like structure. What is the shape of this one? It is like a big bag. Sanchi. Vinnara? Sanchi antam. So it is like a big bag in our abdominal area. Here, see here. See, where is your stomach? Where is your stomach? Here, right? Okay. So, what does this stomach do? The food which is present in our mouth enters through the food pipe and reaches the stomach. Once the food reaches into your stomach or the bag-like structure, it is again broken down into simpler molecules. Inka chinnaga break అయిపోతుంది. Here also we contain digestive enzymes. The stomach also produces another kind of digestive enzymes so that the big molecules are again broken down into smaller molecules. In the stomach especially, the bigger molecules like proteins and fats. The proteins and the fats are being broken down or they are being digested by the muscles of the stomach. The stomach is made up of stomach muscles. The stomach is made up of stomach muscles. These stomach muscles are useful for churning of the food. What is the meaning of churning, children? Churning means rubbadam. చూడండి పిండిని రుబ్బుతామా? ఇట్లా పిండి రుబ్బుతారా లేదా? అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? పెద్దవి చిన్నగా అయిపోతాయి. In the same way, the stomach muscles churn the food in the stomach to break down these two important nutrients, the proteins and the fats. So children, who are breaking down the proteins and the fats? Stomach. So the proteins and the fats are being churned by the stomach muscles and are broken down into smaller pieces. Okay. So we have learned about 3 important body parts which are useful for digestion. First one, mouth. Second one, food pipe and stomach. So in the mouth, what happens, children? In the mouth, what happens? The digestion starts. The teeth are useful. The front teeth are useful for cutting and tearing, and the back teeth are useful for chewing the food. And the saliva which is present helps in softening the food. Okay, so there the digestion has started. After starting the digestion, it will go through the food pipe, and after reaching the food pipe, it enters into the stomach. In the stomach, what is the shape of the stomach? It is big bag-like structure. Okay, see, if I draw a picture for you, so it is something like this. So it is something like a, see, what is the shape? It is like a bag. Yes, children. So the stomach will be like this, so that in this bag the digestion continues in the stomach. So in the stomach muscles help in the digestion of nutrients like proteins and fats. So children, I hope that you have understood up to here. So in our next video, we will learn more about the other body parts and we know how the food is being completely digested. So children, after finishing this video, try to read your textbook. Okay children, that's all for this video. Take care.